Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on another little page for the Halloween journals I plan to do soon. They're going to be like a Gothic Halloween POE journal. And I went around on how I wanted to approach this one. But I've got these 3 pages. These are made, I saw Creating with Jovi. She made these, and they're made with acrylic paint. That's why it's so shiny right there in that one spot. And I had coffee, Folgers Instant, and then I think some tea. That's where the brown came from. But you take them and you lay them out in the grass. And this batch did so well. They made such a pretty page. And I thought this would lend itself to looking like something from a scary kind of journal. And this side is the side we're going to decorate on. And this is, I'm going to make 3 of them because I've got 3 different books I plan on doing. So the one page side of the page that doesn't have much, that's the side it's going to get the image that I'm going for here. And I've pulled out Foreboding, as you can see. I got it upside down, but it's CMS 470. And I'm probably going to use the spider here. But I've already got the candle on a stamp block. And I've got the skull. Now, where did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so what I've taken is this piece of paper that is masking paper. And I don't know if you've ever used it. I got it the previous year or so, and I was experimenting around with it. And it's when you want to put something on top of another item. Like, I should have done this on the masking paper. Put that down. And then I would have peeled off the masking paper and put it over the image that I'm putting down. But we're still going to use it as a mask. We're just going to have this. That's going to go on this like wood grain. And because it looks kind of old. So I thought I would do that with the candle instead of doing the mask. And then I don't have to worry because it'll be going over top of this. And that line is not going to affect it. But, and then this was, I got this from May Made It. It's Brutus Monroe. She said that was like the best one or something. But they're a very small page. I've got a few pieces in here like a circle because I was doing the sun or the moon. And you can save those. You can keep that little peel off paper. And I can put that right back on there and save it. So we are also going to do some stenciling along with the stamping and some heat embossing. Because I thought I would do the candle with a gold in the flame. And I'm going to stamp it with this embossing glaze, which is finished photo. So it'd give it like a brown look. And then I've got a white, which is where the skeleton comes in. It's going to be sort of like a reverse technique thing. Because usually when you stamp a skull out, the eyes are dark and all that other stuff. And then he's white. Well, this is going to sort of be opposite. So we're going to see how it works. I'm curious. But I've also got an embossing pen, which will work with the candle. And then I have a gel pen, a jelly roll pen. And we're going to make a spider web. That's why I have such a dark piece of paper. Then I have probably some of the oldest crayon. These are wax crayon. Well, what do they call these things? They're called a wax crayon, I thought, or a oil pastel. That's what you call them. I used to do all kinds of pictures and stuff with them when I was younger, but you can smear them together really well. But yes, oil pastel is what I always called them. I don't even see the name on here. Isn't that something? Okay. Anyhow, I've got the white one. I had to break it down and because these are like so old, they're getting to be dry. So he's over here on the side. Our first thing of business is to stamp our skull. We don't need this yet. We're going to wait and do that in a minute. We're going to use the Versamark for the stamping, and then we're going to heat emboss. So let's get to it. If I can get my act together here. All right, so you put that on here, get it nice and gooey. It's just got glycerin or something else like that. I think it's glycerin that makes the powder stick to it. But I have heard that you can use water, but you got to move really, really quickly if you're putting water down for your sticky element. I'm going to put it sort of at an angle, kind of like the skull is propped there, and push it on. We're going to see what we get. I can see the outline. Can you see it? But you got to move within the next couple of minutes. Let me find my plate. And try not to rub it off before. But put your embossing powder on it as soon as you can. I have some clumps come out there. And then kind of tap it and make it go down. I don't hate that. It's kind of, but it looks like, see up in here, that went on there, and I didn't mean for it to, but you know, I'm leaving it because that's where the oil pastel crayon was coming in. I was going to put some white on the top of his head, and that did it for me. Hey, how you like that? All right, let's get the heat gun. And before we do any of the others, we're going to see how this is working. Doesn't take that little baby long to get hot. Yeah, that was a total mistake to have that little bit of the powder hit the top of his head, but you know, it's working. It's working. All right, I kind of like that. Yeah. Graylin's over there looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, I even have like little spots in his eyes that gives me the depth that I'm wanting. Okay, that one can set to the side and dry while I'll do the next two. Okay, where'd it go? I uncovered it. Okay. That's the only problem when you have a bigger stamp like this, that when you go down, especially when it's a sponge, it's going to go down into that recessed area. But we're okay with that. Okay, my skull is this side. He's going to tilt this way. Am I out of screen? Go that way with him and go down. Yeah, I thought I needed to do some more. I'm trying to get that glare. Do some more of my different mixed medias, because it's been a while. It's been a while. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this powder on here, and then I'll do the heating off screen so you don't have to hear it again. But we'll get these two set up and done. Now this one's on the other side of the page, and it's got a big, well, actually, let's turn it that way. I kind of like that big patch, but that still might be seen, so we'll do it this way. This is my old stamp pad of this, and it's still going to town. I'm just now getting to the point where my VersaFine black pigment ink is starting to go out, and I need to get a re-loader, a re-inker, whatever you call it, you know what I meant. So yeah, I need to get a re-inker so I can put some more on there, or just get me a whole new one. I don't know. Okay, so let me get these heated up. I'm going to get my goo back in the bottle. Did I have a bend spot on this one? Maybe it's right down here. Yeah, this is where you got to be careful that it doesn't go everywhere. but I usually go bend this. I saw Celeste at Woodland Inspired. She had a paper plate that she used, and I thought that was genius. I've not thought to do that before, and it gets all of that the lip of the little paper plate keeps it all in there. All right, and I got to clean my stamp because you don't want to leave this gooey stuff on there. It may harm it or build up over time, and you don't want to do that. So, yeah. So I'll get that all cleaned up, and then I'll get these heated up, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I've got those 3 done. Now we're going to go ahead and use my VersaFine Pigment Black Onyx, and we're going to stamp our candle out. Oh, no. No. I'm going to stamp this out, but it wasn't what I meant to do. I was supposed to be doing it with the VersaFine. I don't even know. I thought I was going to use the black on the skull. I think that's why it's out here, and that threw me off. Okay. So, let's go again. And this time, we're going to use the VersaFine watermark one again to get our image. I'll just turn it around this way, sort of. Maybe no. Maybe no. So let's get that on here. Get it all good and gooey. I don't have any like gaps or anything in this one, so it's going to go on there completely. Okay. But you can still see. You can still see the black. Let's go ahead and see if we can put some of this on here and cover that up. Let's see what happens. I'm just curious. But this is the Vintage Photo Embossing Glaze. And yeah, let's see what we end up with here. It's probably going to be a little darker than I was expecting, but I'm not angry at it. So let's keep going. Okay. Let me get 2 more. Let's see. Let me go ahead and put one up here. Let me go upside down. There we go. And then I'll do another one sideways. I was wanting the brown, so I'm getting the brown, so I'm not going to be mad at it. Okay. This is really nice because it's not clear, it's translucent, I think is what they say. Now see that, because I had that black onyx pigment ink, that brown sticks to it. So that's what happened there. So I'm going to leave it like that because that's fine with me. All right, where's my pinch area here? I think it's this one. I don't know. But these are great to have if you're wanting a lighter color. Now this is not going to be as translucent as it would have naturally been because I have the black in here. But yeah, I keep poking. All right. So let me hit it with the heat gun, and I'll be right back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is how these all turned out. And then what I'm going to do next is use the embossing pen. And I'm good with the background color. That's why I picked this piece of tea dye, because I wanted it to be sort of a old yellowy looking tallow candle that you usually will see. But what I'm going to do is take this and hope it's not too dry. Now I see it going on there. And I'm going around all the places that already has the embossing powder from the previous use. And yeah, let's see what we got now. And I'm putting the gold on here now. Now I've already heated this and, cooked it, so there's not going to be anywhere else for this to stick except in the flame. And this is just some gold that I have. There we go. Let me see if I can knock that off. It doesn't look like anything at this point, as you can see, but once I heat it, it will be really pretty. Let me go ahead. Now, I haven't had anybody complain yet about the embossing gun, but, you know, that's why I've been doing, I only did the one on screen, and then the other ones I'm doing off screen. I just didn't want to hurt your ears any. So let me get this fried, and I'll be right back. Okay, can you see it glowing? That's pretty. So depending on how it hits the light, that's how it'll look. Now I'll be cutting these 3 out to put on the top of the skull here in a little bit. And I think that's all I had to do. Except for the spider. I do need the spider, so I need to keep my embossing stuff out. I still have my jelly roll to use. And I don't know that I need to use this on my skeletons because of it having, but here, let me pull you down a little bit and show you kind of what this does. But it'll give a little bit of an oily look, and you can smear it. I used to do all kinds of drawings when I was little with this stuff. But yeah, it's like it just puts like a base color down. Oh yeah, it's kind of smoky looking, isn't it? That's kind of cool. Just kind of putting it in a few spots and seeing what I got. Like maybe above the eye there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. See that? Let me smear that on a couple more. I think I had it kind of across the top here. And you can get those little, what do they call those things? That has the little bit of, it's like a rolled up here. I've got one. I don't know what you call it. It's made in Taiwan, but it's just like, it's almost like a Q-tip on each end. You can kind of rip that off and make a new point, but you can smear around something instead of using your fingers. You can use a Q-tip. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you can pull off the shelf where you don't have to buy anything. Yeah, I kind of like that. If I wanted this skull to be totally white in shade, I could go over the whole thing. And I still have my little bits of highlight from the actual embossing powder on here. If I felt like that. I don't know. I kind of like that dark behind it. But we're going to make it even darker because the next step here, I'm going to show you what that, what was this thing called? A mask. Yeah, I had to walk over there and look. Oh, my memory. Okay, so let's go back up. Eee, there we go. And I've got a little bit of white on my finger, but it's not too bad. And we're going to pick one of them to go with first. And we're going to peel this off. And it's sort of like washi in a way. And what I'm going for here, it's similar to what I went for the other day with the I did the outside area of my paper. Well, this is going to be the same thing. I'm going to use my scorched timber, come in here. I need a piece of paper. Let me go ahead and let me find a piece of paper. Okay, I got my crafts paper that I had the other day too. All right, so we open up our scorched timber, and it's just the regular ink. And I'm going to get it on the end of my bouncer. And we're going to get in here and rub it around. And I'm wanting a darker a darker shadow, is that what you would call it? Around the outside of my skull. So he's glowing almost because he's the lightest thing in this area. Maybe that's the way to describe it. Now see how the actual mask is taking the ink, but it can't go through, so we're good. And where my little bit of the white embossing powder outline is, it's not going to go past that either. Alright, I kind of like that. We put a little bit more over in here, just to set the mood. we're trying to set the mood. And it's sort of dark already. I don't really need any up in here, but I thought I would come up just a little bit. Now with this kind of a page, I doubt if I'm going to actually do anything else on it, because it's, you know, it's kind of decoratable. I should have showed you that. See, now it's really light and bright here as opposed to what it looks like here, because I have all that nice yummy dark on the outside of it. All right, let's go ahead and put this one over here. I don't know what I did with tweezers. Oh, there they are. Okay, I can't function without them. That's just the way I am. All right, let's rub that down, get that down good, and get our spouncer loaded. Ooh, this is setting the spooky vibe for this. I tried to put this skeleton head on something. I was trying to go with a book and this and that, but I would have had so many steps, you know, to go through to get that to work right, you know. Plus the teeth hanging down, I would have had to go put the book down second, and I had it out of a piece of cardboard or craft, you know, cardstock kind of thing. It wouldn't have worked. Just wouldn't have worked. Alright, so let's get that all smeared on there. Alright, let's see what we got this time. Let's see if I can get it a little further over here in the corner. I don't like the way that's ended there. Oh, whoops. There. Better? Much better. Except for that part. I want a smooth transition. All right. Glowing. And this dark area is going to help because of our next step that we're going to do. You're probably thinking, more steps? Yeah, more steps. Oh, I got my finger on there. All right, let's put some nice dark coming up off of him. And it's just blending right in with that background. That's lovely. Just lovely. I hope everybody is doing good today and they are having a fine summer. I have not been doing much of it myself. Hanging around the house mainly. Not doing anything. Watching the Olympics. I'm a homebody anymore, it seems like. I get out and I'll go to the store once a week with Mom, and that's about it. So I hope you're out there enjoying your life. They say you only live once, so you need to do something with it. Me, I'm a reader. I watch a few shows, and yeah. And we're going to use this again. There is another kind of fun step. Now, I'm going to keep this. It's a little worse for wear, but what you do is you'll put him right back on here. And it looks like part of him. Oh, there we go. I think that's on there. So all I'm going to do is just slide that right back down into my little pouch over there. Now I have this stencil, and I kind of wanted something else on here, and I really like the scrolly design here. It kind of reminds me of something Gothic. So we're going to kind of put that in this upper corner, and this is called the Splash Layering Stencil, THS-080, and it was one of the newer ones I got. I've had it for a little while, not very long. Now, Tim is going to be out Saturday with some new stuff, and he's going to be out every Saturday for the month with his newer Halloween things. I think each day is something different. It's one of them Sizzix, one of them's, what is that called? Stampers Anonymous. They all have a different name, and because some will do certain things and some do other things. All right. Here I'm trying to smooth this out to where it just kind of blends out. Hopefully that worked. Yeah. It blended out a little bit too much right there, so is there anything we can fix that? Let me see about something like that. That's better. I'll just have to watch that on the next two. But yeah, I wanted that little bit of something in the background. I tell you, I've been using the scorched timber more than I've been using anything else. I'm loving it. It's just, it works great for the different things that I'm working with. It does great edges. If I'm trying to get that white cord to disappear, oh yeah. All of the edges of my Craftly Haul pages, I used it on them. Ooh, yeah. Now, see, isn't that a cool look? As opposed to this one. See the difference? It really gives the page something else. So, a stencil can go a long way. If you don't have any, pick a really good stencil. It could be a basic design, like just squares. It could be lines. It could be something floral like this that could go for many. And I mean, this is splash. That's supposed to be water. But it could be a leaf. It could be something else altogether. It can make a cool background like this because it kind of looks like a lace in a way. So you have the ability to use it as a stencil like this. You can spray through it. I mean, lay it down and then spray it. And then the image will come through onto whatever you're using. I've even seen where they'll spray it with their sprays. And then they'll take it and they'll flip it and put it down and get another impression. Like a reverse negative kind of thing. I think I did that one time, but I'll try to do it again with something here with the Halloween journal. Because it is such a cool look. Alright, so that, as far as I know, I think I'm done. I would like a little bit of darker shade right there. Some of my colors didn't come all the way out, and some of them did. But what we're going to do next is our spider web. And that's where we're going to use the gel pen. And I think, do I need to have my candle on there first? I may. I may. Because it's going to sit right there on top of his head. And no, we don't need a candle on there first. We'll put that on second. Now, what you may want to do is have a ruler. Is this long enough? No, not quite. Not quite. Let's get this one. Okay, so I'm going to use my Tim Holtz one. And this jelly roll is an 8. And, yeah, there was different ones. Now, the skinny one, the real tiny tip, I couldn't get that thing to work. But I'm going to show you how you make a spider web. This is how I've always made them. I'm going to the closest point of the skull, and we're just going to start up here where the corner of the page is. Because that spider has attached. It's like a little wet, a white droplet in there. Now you kind of go out a little bit from the edge, like that, because he's attached it, so it's got a little more goo there. Yeah, it got a little bit more goo there. So yeah, and then you kind of come down. You radiate out like a fan. So I'm going to be the same spot up there, but I'm coming down to, now if it doesn't all come out, you know, if it doesn't come out, don't worry about it, because sometimes you have a ripped web. I need to get this because I need to wipe this each time because I don't want that gel to get out. I'm going to go down here to his tooth, if you want to call it that, and attaching there. And yeah, we got to flare out just a little bit on those spots. And I don't know, maybe one more down here on the ground, on the base of whatever this is. I was debating whether to have wood down here like a table, but yeah, I just decided to have this kind of cool stencil on the back. Now I'm going to turn it upside down because I don't want to go over my image, and we're going to make it about the same distance apart. So I'm going to go like that. And do my little, oops. Gave it a little bit more than it needed. And then I'm going to go over here to the side. I'm trying to shake a little bit, so I'm trying to avoid that. And sometimes I roll my jelly roll to get it to come out and go a little fresher. So we're going to make this the last one for now. I don't know that I need that much more. Let me look at it. Let me look at it. Now I may come out so it doesn't look like it's just broke off. I'm going to come out right here like that, and maybe have another one right here. And then this one is going to be a broken one. So we're going to kind of swing it around like kind of like that. All right, now you don't need any more straight edges for the rest of it. I'll probably only do one on screen, and I'll do the rest of them at my leisure. I have to get out there and start making a salad for my husband. Now I'm gonna get off here and dry that real quick, just so I know it's dry. Okay, and I actually cut one of my candles out, so I have that ready. And yeah, we're gonna go now. If you didn't have a heat gun or anything to use, you can step away for about 10 minutes. You can put a little bit of tissue or something and dab over it and push down. Don't smear, just, yeah, kind of like lay it like that. And then you can pull it up and see if you see any, and I don't. I think she's pretty much done. Yeah. So now's the part that really pulls it together for a spider web. You've just got these fanned out pieces from one source. What do we call that? A vanishing point? in class, we used to have something where we were sitting at the end of a hallway, and then the doors that go out the hallway were at the very end. And what it was is you had this one point that was in the center. That was called the vanishing point. And then you radiated the 2 points, or the 2 lines that came for the floor, came out from that point and came this way. And then if you had lockers, like I remember doing the lockers, you went up a little bit, but then you also had the vanishing point coming down this way or something from it. It was interesting, you know, to learn how to do all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm doing a swoop design. It's like a swoop. Like the curve will go toward the vanishing point. But we're going to start here where it's sort of small, and just do a little bit of a swoop. And then you're going to match that same swoop in the same spot and come out from there. Kind of like that. And you're making another, like a little arch as you're going. As you come out, you have more room to work. That was really tight in there. And then you can come out a little farther, go in. Now the spider, he's a skilled artisan, kind of like the bees are with their honeycomb, but he is not perfect. He sometimes makes a mistake or has like a little rip in it. And he tries to repair it, and sometimes he has a tear like that one. He just hadn't got to it yet. He'd been too busy eating the meat off of those bones. Okay. There we go. See how we're going? We're just continuing on. I may have too many lines in there. I probably do. But I want it to be sort of pale. Like in some spots you can go up a little, pick up a little bit so it's a little lighter. So it sort of vanishes. That's a nice, yeah, I like that look too. All right. Yeah, that's much better. Let me see if I can do that more often. Oh, yeah, I like that. You know how you go out in the sunlight and you'll have a web right directly in front of you, and you can see all the way through it, and you see the dew on it. Those make the coolest pictures too. Yeah, that's much better. All right. Oh, we want it we want it to connect, but there. It's coming along. I do like it better. I don't like it solid. It looks too fake. It looks better when you can kind of ho-hum around there a little bit. So let's see if we can do one more stretch of it. This is about where I need to go because that strand is off there, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to be going around that way more. Let's see. I might do a little bit of something here. There. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm done. Now what I'm going to do is put the candle down. I'm going to glue that down, and then we're going to put our spider on it, and then it should be done. But you can play around how to make a web. I mean, you don't have to make one as big as I did. I just wanted it to be like a good bit of the page there. And like later on, who knows what I'm going to find. I may have some bugs or something. Well, I think I do have some bugs in this other in this other paper pad I've got. So that's going to sit right on top of there. And it's like the drippy stuff. Now maybe that flame is what messed up the spider web. Maybe it burned that one thread. Yeah. Okay. Now that's down. I really like that look. It's got a nice variable color between this and the white, and then our background. Yeah. Okay. We got our black. We got our Versamark. Get behind me and get my spider. Okay. Put a little spider on here. Now, where is he going to go? Is he going to climb up the side of this? Yeah, that might be a good spot. Yeah. Right there. Perfect. So we're going to make sure he's going to be glossy, shiny, because he is going to be made with embossing powder. He's going to stick out on the page. Yeah, later on I can stick stuff in this web. I don't know what exactly yet, but I will find something. And then I'm going to put his little toes on here. You know, it's kind of like he wouldn't normally climb up a lit candle. But, yeah. And see, there was a bunch of stuff in the Pink Monarch prints that was spider related. I'll pull that out and show you here in a minute. That was in the previous video. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I probably need to get my little thing of paintbrush here, because it looks like there is embossing powder sticking in spots that I don't want it to. Yeah, there's a big wad of it. Here's a wad of it. Okay, let's see if that did it. I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to go ahead and let you see me do this one. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Got all kinds of stuff in there. All right, let me get the gun. Now, I do see the web through him, but we're going to fix that. Okay. He's nice and shiny. Look how shiny he is. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take, let me see about this marker right here. See if I can take this marker. Is that going to be too dark? Ooh, that did it. I just barely touched it. So that permanent marker colored it in, and it was so close to that little bit on his body that it fixed it. Now, if you wanted to be fancy, you could put like a red dot on him, but it's on the wrong side. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, the Pink Monarch. Okay, this is a Pink Monarch print. Super simple Halloween 3. Now, she's got all kinds of spider stuff in here, but look at that one. So that's what I'm wondering, if I can't put that real big one coming down the edge over here. I'll have to cut him out. You'll see it on the thumbnail. But I've only got this one set that's printed out, so I have to do a couple more to get all 3 of them completed. There is a smaller one there, but I might use him elsewhere. But as you can see, that looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. But I do have a few other things I'm going to probably put into this web. I think I did it wrong. I think I needed to pull out a little bit more. I'm too even in there. So, yeah, but that's a start. All right, well, thank you for coming to visit. I hope you like what you got to see today, and it gets us in the mood for Halloween. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.